gotta say, I really love this manipulation tactic that the American media is doing. It's one of my favorite. They have these things called comedians. Have you guys watched an American comedian? Like, they're all dressed in suits, right? They're all very presentable, but they're not funny. None of them is funny. And if you don't believe me and you think, oh, V, it's because you're a right-winger, show it to someone outside of America that's not into American politics. Like show it to a person from India or show it to a Chinese person and see how they are not laughing. Like if you show a comedy show from China or a comedy show from India, like even I will find some of the jokes hilarious. But when you show like American comedians, they're not funny, right? So the reason for that isn't that they're not skilled or anything. It's simply because they're not supposed to push for comedy. They're supposed to push for political ideas. Like, they are political operatives. And you will notice that despite the fact that they're different people, allegedly, all of them have the exact same takes on most of the issues. Like, when it comes to gun control, they have the same takes. When it comes to abortion, they have the same takes. When it comes to, like, who you should vote for, they have the same takes on everything. Right? Like, what are the odds? And the way that they are doing, the way that they are trying to manipulate the public is to show that they are intelligent, right? So why are they intelligent? Because they wear a suit. Like, already, if you look presentable, if you wear a suit, you are considered to be more educated, right? Like, you're from the corporate environment, you're well educated, you know what you're talking about simply because you're wearing a suit. So the image that they present is very important. This is why every single one of these American comedians are wearing a suit and tie. The second reason is that they're like, okay, now that if they're intelligent, they get to laugh at certain things, right? And if they're laughing at certain things, it means that they're mocking it. And if they're mocking it, it means that only an idiot or a moron would believe in the things that they are laughing of. Like the political opponent, in this case Donald Trump, using the word debanking, is so ridiculous. It is so outlandish that only an idiot would believe that such a thing exists. So this is what they're basically trying to do. And they're having like this audience with laugh tracks. Like the audience is incredibly important for what they're doing. And the audience is laughing along in order to create the illusion of the comedian consensus. Like, it is so funny that everyone is laughing, right? Like, you get to hear the audience. But the thing is, like, if you actually go into one of their studios, you will notice that literally everything is fake. Like, the audience is paid to be there, in most cases, and they're not laughing organically. They're not clapping organically. Like, it seems that, oh, look how excited the audience is. Like, the comedian came in and everyone is clapping. They're told to clap. There's like a little light on top of the studio, and it says clap, laugh, boo. Right? Like, they're literally creating the illusion of popularity, right? By appearing in a suit with their hair really well made and the production value. And when they say a joke, everyone is laughing, and they have like a music band that goes like, badum, you know? All of it is to create the illusion of popularity. The illusion of public support. And the fact that there's so many of these comedians that, again, like, they say the same things, they believe the same things, but they appear on different channel, again, is to create the illusion that if you disagree with them, you're just an atomized individual that is pretty much a joke, a mockery. Right? Like, it's such an amazing manipulation. I gotta say, like, I absolutely love it. Like, from a social political type of commentary, like I don't know if you can manipulate the public better than this, you know, especially if you have like individuals that are seeking to be popular, that are seeking approval from other people. This is like the best way you can do it. So anyway, with that out of the way, what are they trying to manipulate now? Well, this is like one of the things that the establishment is doing constantly, which is to pretend that a problem that everyone hates doesn't exist. And they want to do this in order to allow for the problem to get the foot in the door without any pushback. And to allow for the problem to become so normalized that by the time people are trying to do any pushback, it's too late, right? So like, for instance, if you guys remember in the entertainment industry, body type A, body type B pronoun bullshit. Like, in the beginning, they would be like, oh, there's no such thing. It doesn't exist. Like, you're ridiculous. What do you mean? There's no culture war, right? And then you have the situation where someone like Hill versus Babyface is laughing about the pronouns, and everyone is now backlashing against Heels versus Babyface. Like the same people that 2 years ago were laughing at the Games Done Quick event because like they not only just had pronouns in front of them, but they would ban everyone. Like they were banning so many people in the comments section, it was ridiculous. Anyone that mentioned the pronouns would get banned. Right? So like everyone was laughing at Games Done Quick, and 2 years later, the same people, like the same content creators were laughing at Heel versus Babyface. And they're doing it with a lot of stuff, like political correctness, right? Like it used to be, it's like, what do you mean? Like there's no such thing as political correctness. It's just like people trying to be nice, people trying to be compassionate, right? So they would pretend that the problem doesn't exist in order to allow the problem to fester to the point where there can't be backlash because it's so normalized, it's so ingrained in society. Like if you guys remember when Alex Jones got banned from all social medias in the same day, they would say, what are you talking about? Like, do you think there's a conspiracy between like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and all these companies are collaborating with each other and they're working together in order to deplatform Alex Jones? It's like, no, that's ridiculous. It's just that Alex Jones broke the community guidelines, right? But now, it is normalized. It is expected that all of these social media platforms, they share the TOS and they share the ban list and they're acting in unison, right? Because it's normalized. So let's look at the debanking thing and then we can comment about it.
Hasn't lost a step. Trump did have a slight stumble this week while talking about banks, and he introduced an interesting new term called debank.
We're also going to place strong protections to stop banks and regulators from trying to debank you. They want to debank you, and we're going to debank.
I don't know what the hell debank means, but he might have to take de-ambulance to see the doctor.
Notice how nothing is funny, right? Like the only reason that it's funny is because you have the laugh track and it creates the consensus. Like you're not smart enough to get the joke, basically. So if you don't want to look dumb in public, do not use the word debank. That's what they're trying to say. Debanking exists. I mean, we saw it happen to Nigel Farage in the UK. We saw Justin Trudeau doing it to the truckers. It's something that happens in China on a regular basis. Like there is nothing weird about it. You know, maybe you don't like the term, that it's not coming from the academia. But when you use the word debank, yeah, every single peasant knows what you're talking about. It's something that's coming. It's a way to punish people and to force people to comply to what the banks want. Because if you live in a cashless society, in a world where most of the transactions happen online and you have CBDC and you have like all these things that politicians are pushing for right now, then not having a bank account is almost as bad as going to prison. Like you have been completely ostracized from civilized society. You can't even beg for money in a cashless society if you don't have a bank account. And getting debanked is not protected by the law. Like going to prison, it requires that you have a prosecutor that pushes charges against you and you get to have a lawyer and you get to defend yourself. Debanking doesn't work like that. Debanking, you just get a letter from your bank and it says like, due to violation of terms of service, we decided to stop doing business with you. And you go to another bank and it's the same. Most of the time, you may not even know what you did. Some people later found out is because they were pro-life on the internet or some shit. That's what debanking is, right? So they're pretending that, oh, well, it's so ridiculous. Oh, we don't know what it is. It's beautiful propaganda. Absolutely love it. I just gotta say, you know, it's sad that the right-wingers don't have something similar, but what can you do? Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.